So this video, it's a quick sort of live stream video, but yeah, I thought I'd probably it'd be a good thing to do. Sorry, just checking that I've got my web chat. Not that anyone's had a chance to join, but yeah, I do a lot of bouncing of stems, and for a while it was a nightmare trying to get Logic to, you know, make sure that all the stems had all the side chain on and all the other stuff. And you know, like when you've got sort of a drum group that's all getting sort of glued together on a bus, and you don't want to lose any of that. So I've got to bounce some stems for a client, and the client's name is Rafi Bushman. This is a track called Olympus, which is out now. I think it came out last week. It's a sort of jazz, hip hop, classical crossover. Rafi playing cello and a sort of string quartet, and it's quite an interesting one. It's essentially drums, percussion, double bass, cello, viola, violin, all that stuff. So the stems are what I'm going to do is have just the drums as a single stem, the bass as a stem, and well, yeah, that's fine. And then a plate reverb as a stem, strings, and the room sound of the strings as a stem. At the moment, of course, I've got a bunch of mastering stuff on the output. So let's take, well, I'll give you a quick play of sort of how it sounds. This is the final section. So yeah, it's a kind of instrumental, classical hip hop sort of thing. To be honest, I don't actually need this web chat because it's not like this is going to be a long enough video to warrant having a big old chat with everyone. So anyway, yeah, this is the mastering channel. This is the sort of, well, the mastering strip on my output. So first of all, what I want to do is get rid of all those, because we don't want any of that sort of output mastering plugins, compressors, all the rest of it affecting each of our stems. They're the kind of thing that you would do to the whole track when everything's playing through. But as far as our individual stems, we want them nice and clean, so that you can kind of re-sum them at another point. So what I'm going to do, the first thing to do is to make sure that we've got our stems how we want them in buses. So at the moment it's all my various drum stems. So this is actually kick, snare, hi-hat, toms, room mics. Oh, actually it's not toms, it's overheads. And then room mics, percussion, and drums. So what we'll do is essentially just have all of the drums as one stem, then the bass as one stem, then I'll have a external plate reverb as another stem, strings, and the string room. So the way to do that is you start at the end, if you select the final channel and then just click here where it says read on the buses. So it was on read before, so I've clicked off read, and then if I click on again, it'll appear here on the arrangement. So now it's moved it to the left hand side. So that's why we start at the right hand side, to keep everything in order. That's if you want to keep them on the arrangement, then that's the best way to do it, because then you can just sort of do that and they all go into the arrangement. And for some reason, oh, it's because I clicked on string room. Anyway, but yeah, the idea is that they go in order of how they were, so then you're not messing up your order. As it is, I'm not going to need any of these individual sort of kick, snare, etc. as stems. I'll just have a full drum stem just to keep it simple. And the snare buzz is going to bus 7, which is the drum stem anyway, so I'll just get rid of that. That was like an extra sort of bit of noise that I added onto the snare, just to, I think there was a snare top, but there wasn't a snare bottom, so I kind of added that snare buzz underneath to give it that kind of buzz. Right, so this is the bit that you want to pay attention to. So I select my pencil tool, and for each of these we'll just draw a little chunk on each of those. These are the stems, right? So then they're all named. So you drag them out to the end of the track. And this is the clever bit. So then you select one of them, and you select all of them even, but they're all selected at the moment. So just to double check, yeah, they're all selected. Pack folder, which is in folder, pack folder. Then you can name that stems, and you can get rid of these so they go back into the order they were in. And this is now by name, region, by track name. That is now my stems folder. So then what I can do, double click on there, and I've got my stems here. All I need to do is press File, Export, all tracks as audio files. And the clever thing is, once you're in a folder, it'll only export the tracks that you've put into that folder. And it just runs all of those out through the output 1 and 2. So click on that, and then this will come up. So we're in the bounces folder of that. What I'll do is create a new folder, stems, or this is actually string quartet 1 stems. And then I can add custom text, which appears, you can choose where you want it. So you can either have the track name, then the custom text, or the project number, or whatever it is you want. I like to have the custom text and then the track name. And what I'll do is I'll call it SQ1 underscore drums. So then that will be drums. It will apply that same rule to all of them. It gives you the example there. So WAV 24-bit. I don't normalize anything. Keep it all how it was. And don't add it to the project browser, all the rest of it. I don't have any automation, but if I did, I'd probably add that in. And trim silence at file end is useful, because then you don't get loads of extraneous sort of, if you've got one thing that happens at the start, there's no point having a full length file for it. So yeah, it just sort of saves on a bit of that, on a bit of space, and yeah, and then you're ready to export. Click export, and it'll just, you can go and make a cup of tea, and yeah, come back to it and it'll all be done. At the moment it's going quite slowly because I'm sort of running all this live streaming stuff, but usually it would be fine. So there you go. That's my how to export stems in Logic. Super simple. Don't have to sit there with each thing soloed one after the other, which I used to do. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you did. Send us a message or whatever.